Hello everyone, it's your man DP14, welcome to a brand new video. So today, we are back with some Chris Chan content. You know we love a bit of Chris Chan. But this time, it's not about Chris Chan himself really. I'm going to be going onto his wiki, and we're going to be investigating his greatest villain, his arch nemesis, the bane of Chris Chan's existence. This is the story of Clyde Cash. Oh dear. I think Chris Chan's actual Wikipedia page might be as in his own wiki, might be my favourite wiki of all time. Although it is about Chris Chan, they don't, make him seem like this great hero. One of the first things on here is the begging counter. 29 days since Chris last begged for money. 222 days since Chris last uploaded pages to meet his paid obligations to the Sonichu comic. 3,882 days since Chris last applied for a job. Jesus Christ. So yeah, they're not cutting any slack on here. They actually love it. The whole idea of Chris Chan is so weird and so dumb that I just love it. We're gonna be talking about Clyde Cash just to understand the kind of wiki this is and Clyde Cash. I'm just gonna read you the first line of the Wikipedia page. So the general summarization. Clyde Cash, alias Greg Mays, that's Greg with 3 Gs, is the legendary ringleader of the Miscreants and is often considered to be Chris's arch nemesis. Out of all Chris's trolls, Clyde Cash remains quite possibly the most popular and notorious. Now, this is still the first sentence, or the first phrase, but this is just my favourite line I think I've ever read. He arguably holds the high score in America's favourite game of Kick the Autistic. Oh! Ironically, despite Chris's demonising of him, Clyde has warned him about several things. Basically, this Clyde bloke is a goddamn mystic. Alright? He predicted Chris dressing like a woman, his unwillingness to work, his spending habits, his poor treatment of women. This man, despite being a troll, is actually, a prophet. He's I don't know if this is actually a bad guy. I don't know. He's a bad guy. This is insane. Okay, this is on the genuine wiki. For the longest time, Clyde had no problems with Chris, although he disapproved of some of his content. He was pleased to see the joy of the franchise had brought to his brother, Ryan Cash, obviously. Every night, before bed, Clyde would read Ryan the latest Sonichu adventure until Ryan dozed off to sleep, usually within the first 3 pages. How sweet. He read Sonichu, Chris's own comic, to his younger brother Ryan. This changed when Chris announced, in his usual knee-jerk fashion, that he was going to stop drawing Sonichu comics. Clyde later tried comforting the upset Ryan, to no avail. One night, in mid-December 2008, Clyde entered Ryan's bedroom, intending to share a tray of freshly baked gingerbread men, only to find the lifeless form of his brother swinging from a light fixture. The dark silhouette of his body threw ghastly shadows across the room. This is real. Someone has written this. On the desk, Clyde found a note. Apparently, the pain of not knowing where the crystal would be released from the dark mirror hole was too much for young Ryan to bear. Clyde screamed, but no words came out. Collapsing on the floor, he swore undying revenge on Christian Weston Chandler. Oh my god. This is written. This is on the wiki. This is on the wiki. We've established the backstory. Clyde wants revenge on Chris because Chris made his little brother kill himself. Nice. It gets much worse. This section is called The Torment Begins. Literally, this is the first sentence. Clyde's first act was to do a very bad thing. Chris's sweetheart, Panda Halo. But it did absolutely nothing to Chris, as he simply moved on to his next gal pal. Going on Panda Halo. Panda Halo was Chris's true and honest sweetheart. In 2008 to 2009, who lived in southern Australia before her fiery death. I haven't actually looked at this. Panda seemingly ceased to exist when Chris failed to meet her ultimatum, and Chris convinced himself that Panda was one of the 173 people that died in the Black Saturday bushfires. Whether this is true or not shall remain a mystery forever. So I'm reading up on Panda Halo, and apparently this ultimatum she gave him was basically Clyde did his thing. And she became a sex addict and gave Chris an ultimatum that he either had to talk to Nintendo to make Sonichu a reality so that he could earn lots of money and support them as a family, and she would abort her child, which Clyde put inside of her. But Chris refused, and she died in a bushfire. So Clyde Cash, he was able to get control of Chris Chan's Sonichu site a few times, holding him to ransom, all the good fun stuff. He sent his trusted Hebrew friend to scout out Chris's whereabouts. This is a hard video to make because it's just blowing my mind. He stole Chris's date Emily at some point with the help of his Hebrew friend. I don't know what that means. And then Chris got another girlfriend, Ivy, who Clyde harassed, leading her to kill herself. Clyde also managed to hack into the PlayStation Network. And, however, after all of this chaos that happened, on the 22nd of May, 2009, the death of Clyde Cash by a shotgun wound to the head was reported by the miscreants. The incident was deemed a suicide, although some suspected foul play. He basically then put him in a comic for some reason. It's quite strange. After Clyde faked his death for reasons unknown, he came back with a vengeance. But Chris was not very pleased. They then met face to face on a one-on-one battle, and Chris had recorded several feats of strength. He made a comic about slitting Clyde's throat. Chris tried to scam Clyde out of $9,000. And in 2014, Chris drew art of him and Clyde being friends. It all makes clear sense now. Christian Weston Chandler. Okay, he's an interesting chap, but the likes of his trolls like this is just wild. Now, obviously, this is not real. Clyde Cash was a troll, but the suicide of it obviously wasn't real. None of them were. Chris Chan believed these, and they are recorded as if they were fact because there's actually a note here which says the wiki treats him as if they were real because he was to Chris. Everything that he did was real to Chris, like his own shotgun to the head. Chris believed this. It's also funny that way. If you don't know that, without being told, you're about as dumb as Chris. This is why I love this wiki. This wiki is incredible. It's a wiki about Chris. It doesn't make him a hero. I goddamn love it. This is why he was bullied so bad, because people like Clyde Cash could come along and just fake people's suicides, make him feel really terrible. But Chris Chan just didn't care. The fact that he listened to any of this and believed any of this is wild. He had so many different girlfriends, and none of them were real. Not one. Honestly, I'm lost for words. Half of this recording, it's just been me staring at the screen, just so confused. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribing. I don't know how it came out. Hopefully it should be good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. Happy New Year, my DP14. Yeah.
You was talking shit on me. Now you looking scared because the flick on me. You was fucking hating cause the drip on me. On fleek cause you know that my wrist so deep. You was talking, bitch, go please.